Hey, welcome back everybody to our final matchup of the night on our second night of playoffs here on this lovely Wednesday. And I'm joined once again by Merely, as I was on Monday. How you doing tonight, Merely?
I'm doing fantastic. You know what? I casted the challenger game between Snowstorm and the Tigers. I think I've just barely recovered from that series. So I'm happy to be back in the booth again and ready to get another exciting series underway.
Yeah, definitely. And this is going to be in your domain here. We are headed to the Rival League matchup between Galaxy and Knights. And I was just taking a look at the overall records not that long ago, and they're only separated by one win. But I feel like if we take a look at the power rankings voting here, Galaxy is heavily outweighed in favor of the Knights. What say you about that?
In favor of the Knights.
I mean, sorry, Galaxy.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
Wrong
I
wrong
think
way.
that I think that most people are expecting Galaxy to take the matchup here, mostly for the reason of consistency throughout the entire season. They've maintained that top position, while on the other hand, the Knights have kind of had a bit of a slower season, especially starting off. But at the end of it, to their credit, they've really picked up the slack and managed to end the season with a good record and make it to the playoffs. I don't think I would consider Galaxy a heavy favorite by any means in this matchup, but I would give them a slight edge.
I would have to agree. I personally have Galaxy winning this one as well. But that being said, the one matchup, since Galaxy being from the East and Knights being from the West, the one matchup these two teams did have over the course of the regular season did go in Knights' favor in a 3-0 sweep fashion. So we'll have to see if maybe Knights know something about this Galaxy roster that we don't, or maybe they were just having an off day. I know Ventus was saying in one of the power rankings meetings that they were struggling at a bit, but that was only just before the break on December 8th. So I have to feel like the Knights, the few times I have seen them, they have looked solid. But that being said, playoffs is a different animal. We'll have to see what these two teams come out with tonight.
And that's really what it's down to for me. I know that the Knights are capable of taking down Galaxy. In fact, my own team, the Pineapples, just scrimmed them, and they looked fantastic in this scrimmage. I really just feel like it's on them to play up to their potential and come out of this matchup hot. Because if they let Galaxy get their foot in the door and let Ventus and Boywunder start making some plays, it's going to be extremely difficult to dig themselves out of the hole. But with that being said, this is anybody's series by all means.
Yeah, and you know, Galaxy has some well-known names there. We got Ventus leading the pack there for Galaxy, but on the other side, kind of a lot of new names coming over here for the Knights. I believe Tyrant was here last season, but hey, you know what? What better time to make a name for yourself than their opening round of playoffs here for this team, and we'll have to see if they can try and upset Galaxy, who was favored 70% to the 30. And opening up here, kickoff, going back towards Knight side of things, and a big dunk is going to start us off, and Vulcan can't get there, and a huge dunk from Boywunder.
And that's a nice play to start off if you're Galaxy. Shun tries to take his time on the dribble, but Boywunder having none of that and just absolutely dunks him out. You can definitely expect a lot of aggression from this Galaxy roster. They're all very fast players, and they like to make those high challenges, get there quick, and beat out defenders.
Yeah, and a good dunk indeed it was, but trying to take possession, can't really fault him for that, slow down the play, but sometimes, especially when you got not necessarily a monkey in Ventus and his brother, you kind of just gotta bang the ball, although a good passing play here. Ventus putting a crazy shot on, but Vulcan meeting him with the save to avoid a quick 2-0 lead for Galaxy. Tyrant looking to take position in the corner, ends up swinging it back out to Ventus. Puts another shot on, but this time the defense standing tall. Vulcan making his way past one, looking to get a 50 pass. Boywunder, Ventus can't find the touch, but nobody was expecting him. And I was saying the monkey and Ventus could come out, but I didn't expect him to take the banana to his own goal.
And I think we can safely say Vento no meant to own goal that one. As he comes swinging in off the back foot. You know, a little bit of a freebie. Maybe about as free of a goal as you can ask for from Knights. But to their credit, the Knights, you know, there was a phenomenal play there a little bit earlier by Galaxy that the Knights barely defended and got an insane pre-jump save on. So even if they didn't earn the goal necessarily, they did earn a bit of equal footing with that play. Now it comes to fruition, luckily in their favor.
Yeah, that was a big stop coming out from that infield pass play, but they were credited with a goal, but 0 shots to the Knights' name as a team. Meanwhile, Galaxy with 5 shots, and they're camping up on the backboard. They're looking for some crazy shots, so they're feeling good with the momentum. As we get over here, Owe off the backboard. Boywunder playing patient, waiting for the Knights to try and swing out of defense. But this will actually allow Knights to get some pressure. Owe off the sidewall. Tyrant looking to get the 50, but actually ends up swinging that one past Ventus on the attack. But Vulcan, he's looking to swing it past. Owe, don't know why I keep saying swinging. I guess the monkey and Ventus really got to me. I think I'm swinging from the trees as well. Look at it. But Vulcan looking to get it on target, but too high off the backboard. Ventus with the pop. Sorry. I'll try and focus up here. The Shun off to the side. Huge ball. Loitering over the backboard. Ventus getting a 50. Defense for the Knights starting to panic, but Shun with a big clear out. 2 players in the corner here, but a big clear coming out from Galaxy. This Vulcan, again, slowing this down the corner, but Ventus with a crazy pre-jump off of the ceiling, but again, Knights playing patient on the defensive side of things, and a big pinch will come out and put that top shelf, and Boywunder, he's just winning the dunks at the moment.
Yeah, he's just, his 50 game is on point. He's been hitting the gym. Actually, wait, no. That one wasn't a pinch. That was just a clean beat there. Boywunder in the right position. It looked like the defender could almost get there. Maybe things would have gone a little bit differently, but that's definitely just a clean beat there from Boywunder. Unfortunate, once again, they're just a tiny bit faster to the ball on offense right now, it seems.
Yeah, to see if they can perhaps get another mistake coming out from Galaxy, or they can force one of their own. But a high lofting ball that won't be met by a Galaxy player. And awkward touch off the sidewall, but Tyrant again being outpaced by the Galaxy team. Owe looking for the shot, putting it back post, but Shun there to dish it off to the side, past Ventus, looking to slow this down with an air dribble. Past one, looking for the pass in the middle. There's Tyrant. Needs to get there quick, but couldn't read the play in time. Now Ventus taking to a dribble of his own, keeping possession in the corner, but getting demoed for his efforts. Owe with a shot on, but so far it seems merely that Knights, they really did get lucky with that one goal. They're playing a lot of defense, and they're playing spectacular defense at that, but Galaxy just overall has a lot of control here in this opening game of the series.
Yeah, the Knights really need to find a way to find themselves back in control of that midfield. One of the things, actually, going back, when we were playing in our scrim, they were controlling the boost exceptionally well. They were getting some demos to open up space. And in this match, it just looks like the aggression of Galaxy is not being responded to. They're kind of just hitting the ball. There you can see just a shot on net, but that's not really going to threaten anything. They're giving Galaxy a lot of opportunities, and even though Galaxy literally has people like on the backboard of the Knights and what should be out of position, they're fast enough to get back, and the Knights aren't responding fast enough to create any threats.
Yeah, and good thing you brought up the boost game, because that is a huge aspect of the Galaxy team, is that Ventus and his brother and Boywunder love to play fast, love to go up for those high-flying plays. And not only that, but Ventus likes to go for a lot of bumps as well, known for his bumps around the league and even in Titan League when he was up in the higher league. And if they can stop the boost game, perhaps that can slow down Galaxy, but they're going to need something else to get in front here in the final 10 seconds. Awkward touch off the sidewall could do it, but Ventus, he's going to slap it off the corner. Shun in a threatening spot, but again, throws possession away. This one still loitering. Tyrant will lift this one out, and that will be a game 1 victory there for Galaxy, but I feel like you did hit 2 nails on their heads there to close out that game, merely as boost game is going to be a huge factor for the Knights this whole series. And again, it seems like every time they had an opportunity in front of the net, they were pressing too early and not utilizing any potential options they may have had.
Yeah, sometimes when you go up against a team like Galaxy where they're very aggressive and they'll get back in position quick, you'll still have opportunities to counterattack, but you not only have to be fast, but you have to try to set it up in a way where you actually get a shot opportunity that has a way of making it through, which is to say that the Knights kind of, like you said, they're just rushing the last touch, kind of hitting the ball at the net, not really finding each other in the offensive zone. And they did a very solid job of defending against the Galaxy's onslaught. Uh, but I don't know if they'll be able to even survive as much as they did so far in this game. The two holes in their defense were enough. Well, we'll say one and then a kickoff goal were enough to
Yeah.
to let Galaxy take the lead. But if the Knights can't find that way to maintain control of the ball, then it's going to be very rough. I don't think they're ever going to win a game of boomer ball against Galaxy.
Yeah, I would have to venture not, as did mention the defense. The defense was pretty good besides the 2 goals that went in. Galaxy had 10 shots, 2 of them went in, and the other 8 were all saved from the Knights' defense. We'll have to see if they can manufacture some offense, as the 1 goal they did get to their name was off of a very blatant mistake coming from Ventus. Now, again, Knights under duress here for the opening 30 seconds. Getting a big clear out now, but Boywunder up early. Going to just keep this one in the Knights' half. Gets a demo, but loses possession as OA looking to pass it back to Boywunder. And again, they're just not cutting off these opportunities quick enough. And at this point in the game, Galaxy hasn't even ramped up the speed. Just looks like Knights need to get going here a little bit. And is it just we're only 1 minute here into game number 2 merely, but is it just a factor of speed, or is there something else that Knights are missing this early on as they're going to capitalize off of an open net?
Well, like you said, so far it doesn't even seem like Galaxy has really had to use their speed too much to their advantage. That was a very nice touch there from Ventus, but the defender was positioned so awkwardly that he didn't even really have to be that fast to beat or get a good challenge there. And then obviously the last attacker in shift away, my bad on the pronunciation. That was extremely difficult to say. I forgot who shot, but he just kind of leisurely drove the ball into the net, in a wide open net. And there really shouldn't be these opportunities at the rival level, and especially against the Knights, to have these open nets. If they want to stay in the series, it's gonna take something more. And now they're finding shots, but on the wrong net.
Now that was something more, but not the something we want to see. Although net somewhat open here, and a great redirect from Tyrant. Close range off the left post, and first goal that they have manufactured themselves.
And that's exactly what they need to do when Galaxy overextends. Just hit that ball downfield and just get that redirect. They did get a little bit fortunate. The third man was so far out of the play in that situation, but still, that's some good sign from them that they're able to put together, even if it isn't the most highlight reel play, they're able to at least find a connection and get a goal on the scoreboard.
Indeed, and that was a tight angle that Tyrant had to hit. But again, a ball off the backboard that was uncontested, but still met on the goal line for Knights. Again, the defense standing tall, as that's something that hasn't changed since the inception of this series. Looking to get involved more on offense again, but Vulcan getting demoed. And going back to that first goal, it was actually a demo that opened up the backfield and allowed for that easy goal. A demo and a second bump, so Galaxy proving that the speed can be used in that aspect as well. For the first time all series, it looks like Knights have been able to maintain a 30-second stay on offense, as they're continuing to get solid 50s. Tyrant dropping this one to Boywunder, and Vulcan up early, but he will not be meeting that ball in the air as he did not have enough boost off the back wall. But Tyrant again, big clear out. Ventus off the sidewall. This is going to give Tyrant a free possession. Good 50. Ashun rushes in. Good opportunity, but Vulcan was playing patient. Still could be dangerous off the back wall. Tyrant needs to come in early, and he does. But Boywunder continuing after all these attacks merely. Doesn't matter how hard Knights are pressing. Galaxy is still able to realize when they need to play patient, when they need to play fast, but it's still, the speed is ramping up for Knights, and they are barely squeaking by.
And the Knights look like they are very happy they finally got some offense. They do not want to give it up. They've just hit so many balls off the backboard in the last minute, and oh my goodness, so many close goals resulting. The precision lacking just a tiny bit, but these are not easy shots to finish on if you are the Knights. Now the double commit, but you can see that they are definitely getting more aggressive. They're going for more of these plays, and they got Galaxy on the back foot, but they still haven't been able to finish yet.
And good improvements from them game 1 into game 2 for sure. They're not going to be happy with a 1-1 scoreline at the moment. They need something more convincing, maybe even a 3-1 goal line to feel comfortable here, but they got to break through first. Tyrant going to get demoed for slowing down the play too much, and the last defender abandoned net, perhaps expecting a clear to come out a little quicker, as Shun opted to go for boost, and Vulcan just couldn't see through the smoke, I guess.
Yeah, I was on Vulcan's perspective, and it looked like he just got smoke screened. He saw the challenge, but had no idea if the ball was coming at him fast or slow or just sitting there. And the attacker definitely gonna have an advantage there, one that he uses to his advantage, and they managed to get a goal out of it. Now Galaxy have to hold on for 60 seconds. It's time to see if the Knights can clutch up and make something happen on offense finally.
We'll have to see as the final minute. Shun looking to get it out, and again, a quick cutoff from Ventus, pass to the middle, pinch. But Owe, not to his discredit at all, was not ready for that opportunity to be presented to him. Tyrant with a big clear again. Owe, he's struggling with this a bit in the corner, can't get back to it, but Ventus charging in. Momentary lapse in the net. As Vulcan getting a solid dunk off the ceiling, pass back to the middle. Tyrant not taking his time again, high off the backboard, and Boywunder popping up, making a great save, but again, the shot off target. Vulcan coming in now, but Ventus, he got bumped, but it didn't matter. He still has a shot. Tyrant making it back. The final 5 seconds just might go Galaxy's way. As this one pinched between each other. Shun doesn't have enough boost, and this one will touch the ground. Galaxy with a tight score line here. 2-1 victories in both games, but it definitely felt like they were in control. Knights did a lot better in the midfield, actually outshooting Galaxy 5-4, but still it feels like the speed of Galaxy is forcing Knights to play their play style.
Absolutely, and it also seems like even though the Knights did get that one goal, it was still kind of off an error. It was a nice finish, but still off an error on Galaxy's part, and it still feels like the Knights haven't really earned a solid goal yet. And, you know, one thing I noticed that they keep doing is they keep hitting this ball off the backboard, but I mean, I think there's only been maybe one time out of like 11 tries where Galaxy has missed the ball or even gone like a poor touch. And they just keep going for this backboard strategy. You have to think that they have to try to go infield or slow the play down, get some 50s, or try something else, because it just seems apparent to me that that strategy isn't working.
Yeah, and they did try to go the infield option, that one opportunity on that offensive drive in game 1, but just didn't have the accuracy, and I believe it was Vulcan just wasn't ready for it. So it's definitely in their playbook as very unconvincing positioning coming out, but Tyrant getting the save, as the Knights defense has almost always done throughout this series. But again, they're going to need more than defense to put up a fight here in this series, and a lack of defense right there from somewhat of a lackluster midfield shot.
And this is the point in the series where we really have to see what the Knights are going to do in this next game. If they just roll over and Galaxy gets their way, then the Knights are going to be out of this one completely. I mean, if they lose this game, I really can't see them coming back 4 games against a Galaxy that's playing this well, especially when they can't get up to speed. And that one actually just going to roll in. That is not what we want to see out of the Knights.
Yeah, I think Ventus got a little bit of revenge here. He put some reverse voodoo on Vulcan and him be the one that was gonna own goal. But again, really just a huge mistake coming out from Knights, but I don't know. Something's got to change here, and I don't know what it was. Maybe they needed to take that tactical timeout at the end of game number 2. They're within striking distance, but again, the speed is just such a huge factor as to why the Knights can't get effectively onto offense, I feel like. They got to speed it up somehow, some way.
And to be fair, in this game, they haven't even had time to pick up any speed. Galaxy is just all over them, even off the kickoffs. I don't even think I've seen the ball leave the Knights half one time in the 50 seconds this game has been going.
Yeah, and this time a free backboard presented on the Galaxy side of things, and they haven't really missed a single shot yet. They've won 3 for 4, despite the apparent own goal there. But not only is the speed the factor, again, like that, they're just diving on the ball. They're not making educated challenges. They're trying to adapt to the speed, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to throw your body at the challenge and try and block off any chance Galaxy might have at hitting the ball. They got to make calculated decisions, calculated challenges, wasting a lot of boost, which is leading to these free goals for Galaxy. But that being said, we have seen a lot of 3-0 leads evaporate tonight. In that series you were casting, so anything is possible. Down 3-0 here in Game 3, and they don't want to be down as Vulcan looking for a stellar air dribble play, and this could be the start of something good. A standout performance from him to hopefully get his team back in the driver's seat.
And that's exactly what we want to see from the Knights. Vulcan, he's got the mechanics and he's got the pop-off potential. He shows here he can do all the stuff that these other players can as well. Coming through with the air dribble bump, a very clean solo play. Now the Knights need to try and build on it. And not only Vulcan am I going to be looking at to try and do that, but also Tyrant and even Shun. But they're not going to be able to build if they can't keep the ball out of their net.
And that was a good doink from Boywunder, but again, the last defender there in Knights, I think it was Vulcan, he was racing out to meet the Galaxy offender at that ball, and it's good that you want to cut off the shot early, but you got to start thinking about where you're going to fling that ball off in the 50, although off the kickoff, could get one right back, but again, another good save coming out from Ventus, who has really been the standout player all season. He's got 2 goals here. But again, Galaxy, they're playing well. They're playing like they're the better team. But again, I feel like they've just been playing their game. They haven't done anything outside of the realm of what I was expecting. They haven't wowed me. And the best play of the whole series was that Vulcan air dribble bump, honestly. But Galaxy, they find a way just with their regular style of play and the speed to stay on top here.
Yeah, you know, I'd agree that Vulcan air dribble play probably was the best goal of the series, and so far, I mean, Galaxy have been playing pretty simple Rocket League, at least for their standards, and it's just been working so well, I don't think they see any reason to change it. They're just kind of going through the motions, beating Knights players to rotations, getting open nets, and then just putting them in. The game plan doesn't get much more simple than that, and as long as it's working, they have no reason to change it. It's really on the Knights here to try and switch something up and create some sort of imbalance where they can have maybe an advantage.
Starting to mount an attack now off the backboard, but Shun getting stopped out from Ventus. And oh, he's just camping the boost, but it doesn't even matter because Boywunder's still able to find the save, and they're trying. They're having an extended stay on offense here, but Ventus looking to end that attack. Vulcan, 50 to the middle, Tyrant up early. Puts a shot on Vulcan looking for the redirect, and Boywunder was just letting him have a free look at net, betting on the fact that he would not be able to put that one on target. Now with a minute and a half, we're going to have to get something going quick here as more bumps continuing to rain on the Knights defense. Pass off the ceiling. Vulcan jumping extremely late and still able to stop that one out, but it just seems like Knights, they don't know the difference between when they have to go fast and when they need to be patient. Meanwhile, Galaxy is effectively slowing the game down and speeding it up at their own whim. And, I mean, I don't mean to diss the Knights at this point merely, but it just looks like they're outclassed. It doesn't seem like they can get anything going. They've had great moments. We saw the Vulcan air dribble bump, and they've had extended attacks before of 3-4 consecutive shots, but it just looks like Galaxy is too much for them at the moment, and they're going to be staring down a 3-0 deficit in the series at this point.
You know, I'm really not sure what it is, because going back to the scrim, oh no. What a dunk from Ventus. Send that one home. I mean, this game was pretty much already over, but that'll...
Oh my.
That's a very disturbing nail in the coffin if you're the Knights. But going back to what I was saying, watching them play earlier today, I mean, I would have had no idea that this is even the same team if it weren't for the names. They looked so much more confident and so much faster, and now coming into this game, they kind of just playing. It doesn't even seem like it's necessarily nerves. It just looks like they're not sure what plays to make win, like you said. They're just kind of getting caught in no man's land and getting beat out to balls, and Galaxy's just doing whatever they want. It's hard to know exactly what that is, if maybe there's some communication errors going on or whatnot, but I absolutely know, I have full confidence in this team that when they're playing their game, they can beat these guys. They could probably beat anyone in Rival, but right now this is not the team that can do that. And I'm not sure exactly where they need to pull from to try and make this reverse sweep happen, but they've got to try and figure that formula out.
And they will opt to use their timeout and try and take some extra thought to figure out how exactly to crack this Galaxy roster. And it doesn't seem like there's any glaring issues that Knights are falling prey to. There's not really a lot of double commits. The players are in rotation. There's not really any open nets they're giving them. It's just Galaxy's the faster team, and they're just getting slightly edged out on these 50s, but perhaps it could be a comms or a chemistry issue like you were mentioning. Maybe they're not letting each other know when a player is up in crucial situations, and that might throw off the whole. It could just be a snowball effect of they're not able to get the boost in the right time, not getting the correct challenges. But there's not really anything that's getting spelled out to me in my face that this is why the Knights are losing, other than just the speed. It's just they're getting outclassed at the moment. But like you said, they could come back and take a few games off Galaxy, maybe even try and take them to the game 7 in a reverse sweep hope. But at this point, they gotta start from the ground up, and I'm not quite sure what pep talk I'm gonna be giving these guys if I was their coach or GM or I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really not sure either. It does seem like they do have at least one play left in the
Oh
trick
no.
book, though, as we do have Kovalchuk subbing in here. This could actually be a decent play for them. Kovalchuk can be a very fast player, and he's one of those aggressive players that might be able to match some of the Galaxy players in terms of speed. I'm not sure exactly who they it was I believe it was Tyrant they subbed out for him. So maybe subbing in Kovalchuk is the missing key to the formula that they needed the whole time. We'll have to wait and see as we head into this one.
Yeah, I mean, any change I suppose is a good change at this point, but I would argue if you are going to use a sub, that it probably should have been done after the 2-0 in the series. I don't really like subbing in when all the pressure is going to be on them, but again, Galaxy sub or not, change of roster or not, Galaxy will remain on top and score first once again.
And it's the same story as the first 3 games, at least in the first 10 seconds. Much left to be desired from the Knights, but Galaxy is strong as ever.
And again, the kickoffs have been seeming to go Galaxy's way all series here, and another big win to give them opening possession here. But Oe struggling to get this one out of the corner, but eventually finds Boywunder in the midfield. Ventus, the big hit off the back ball, but Shun not able to find the read. Vulcan up now, under one. Oe, a little awkward here. Could be an open net if Kovalchuk can bang it hard enough. Bumps coming out, but Oe still able to find a good save to keep his team in the lead. And now, getting his way past the final defender, but Kovalchuk rotating back early to be there on defense. It's now Shun off the sideball, but Oe meets him once again. And again, one thing that you did mention that perhaps they're not looking for each other out of defense, although they're able to get one here with a connection in the midfield and Shun scoring. And at least for the moment, we're tied.
And the Knights showing they still have some fight in them. A nice touch from Kovalchuk off the corner. And the beat on the defender is exactly the type of play that the Knights need to build a little bit more confidence. Once again now, though, they can't get comfortable and they have to try to keep pushing, especially when you're staring down the barrel. Having to win 4 games in a row is of the utmost importance that you hang on to this and try to build on the lead in the coming game.
Yeah, and something that is not comfortable for them have been these kickoffs, as Galaxy dominating another one here. 3 of them in succession for game number 4. But if they can continue to survive in this series as a triple commit forced on the goal line, Ventus up. This save coming out. Oe high off the backboard. Boywunder up early, and he will slot that top left. And again, more to the discredit of the triple commit, but again, Galaxy just outpacing the Knights defense.
And just watching this play unfold, I mean, I swear, 15 seconds before the ball went into the net, you knew that Galaxy was going to score. You didn't know exactly when or how, but you knew that that ball was about to end up in the back of the Knights net, and that's kind of been the story for the entire series. And it's not to bag on the Knights even more, but they just haven't been able to put a candle to the speed, although this could be something here. Kovalchuk coming through, and that's a huge 50 and a huge goal for the Knights.
And it seems like if they can even survive the kickoff or actually win the kickoff, they're in a much better spot to try and stop the Galaxy onslaught. And they actually ended up winning that one and scored right after. So I feel like they really got to try and shut down this Galaxy kickoff. They win one here again. Kovalchuk can have a free look at the neck, and he gets a huge dunk. Somehow ends up getting rifled into the top shelf. But you know what? The kickoffs just might be the answer.
And for the first time in 4 games, Knights take the lead, and no better late than never, I guess, but maybe a bit later than the people who bet their channel points on this would like, as they're up 3-2, and you've convinced me. I mean, these kickoffs, I thought we were watching a 3s game, but I think this might be closer to a 1s game, as it seems the kickoffs are giving heavy advantages, although, hold up just a second, Ventus coming through, that's a huge block out there, and now, you know, the Knights back in it, they still have a lot of work to be done, an incredible amount, in fact, but they can try and hold on for 1 game to start they need.
Yeah, but Boywunder almost able to find a quick redirect out of the corner, but taken away for now is a big bump coming out net, but the shot off target, off the crossbar. Kovalchuk up early, all he does is get a soft lob. Now his teammates end up double committing on the goal line. Ventus with a free look, again forcing a double commit. Vulcan finding the clearance. Shun looking to slow it down. Hit off the sidewall. Boywunder back to the middle. Owe tries to dish it back to him. 50. Straight back into the hands of Ventus. This Vulcan's looking to get some extra boost for his team, but gets demoed. Again, another double commit forced on the goal line. Boywunder, the mistouch to the middle. Vulcan going to take to the dribble, but gives away the ball early. And now Shun and Kovalchuk not expecting that giveaway of possession. Going to leave them in an awkward spot, but still able to keep Galaxy defense, or offense at bay, excuse me. Kovalchuk looking for a redirect, but too soft of a lob on the net. And again, more demos raining onto Knights. Galaxy, they haven't really utilized all the bumps to their favor, but it doesn't even matter because a big clear will allow Owe to tie it up, and can't help but feel like somebody should have been here. Minus the bump that was. Minus the demo.
Yeah, minus the demo, but yeah, looking at that play, it's odd to see how far away every single defender is. I don't think they expected that one to go in, but you have to be prepared just in case it even bounces out, and that's unfortunate for the Knights, especially after they were coming off a play where if they were just a tad bit more clinical for Kovalchuk, no discredit at all. That was a very difficult shot to hit, but to go from having that opportunity to getting scored on is a huge mental block. Although here comes Shun with the flip reset. Oh, he almost got the play, but it's saved away. And the Knights, you know, they look more composed and they look like they're playing better than the past 3 games, but is it still enough?
Yeah, the emergence of Kovalchuk here may have lit a fire underneath them, but still one thing is remaining constant here, and that is Galaxy's pace is not letting up at all. However, they have looked more beatable here in Game 4. Still, the offense coming in droves here for Galaxy. As a back pass goes straight to Owe. Shun just looking to be disruptive in the midfield. Pass down to Vulcan. Gets a soft touch. Probably was trying to follow it, but this will get this one away to his corner. And now Kovalchuk out of position. Not a lot of boost, but he finds the 112 pad he needed to make that save. Ventus with a whiff. Big pinch now as Boywunder going to be last back for his team. The best touch, but he will allow his teammates to some time to get back. Vulcan up early. Good 50. Net open. Kovalchuk, he needs to get here, but Boywunder cutting off the opportunity early. Final 10 seconds. Might go the Knights' way. Another huge pinch, but they won't find a goal off of it this time in this one. Still on the wall. Shun, surprisingly, keeping this one up as now Ventus to the middle. Leaving it for Boywunder. Off the backboard. Still dangerous as this one up. Now Owe, he needs to let this one drop, and actually Vulcan gonna slam that one into the dirt. I don't think he wanted any part of that, and we have overtime for the first time. And if somehow Knights can survive this, I'm feeling a little bit better about their chances the way they've been playing.
Yeah, I still think it's a bit too much to ask them to entirely win the series from here on out. I mean, getting 4 games off of Galaxy in a row is unthinkable for them right now. But if they can get this first one, it does become just that much more possible. And if there's one thing I'll say, it's that Galaxy has not looked nearly as comfortable in this game, especially the latter half of the game, as they did in games 1 through 3. They have been on the back foot plenty of times, and in fact have almost conceded a plethora of times, being boost starved as well. And it looks like the Knights just might have the smallest chance. Still, this game is far from over.
Yeah, the Galaxy offense still proving to be the more dominant one, but they're having to take more desperate measures to try and score here. There's a free net for Boywunder. Nobody jumping up to meet him in the air, but Kovalchuk finding the save on the goal line. Shun looking for a big clear, but gets dunked out from Owe. Big hit from Vulcan off to the side, but straight into the hands of Ventus once again. Kovalchuk playing good defense once again. It's now Shun. Gets the save. Finds Vulcan, but Vulcan was perhaps looking for Kovalchuk, but he was getting bumped off in the corner. Another big dunk coming out from Owe. He gets the bump to boot. Kovalchuk extremely awkward, and this one will be put in off of the bump. And a disappointing end to the season here for Knights. I mean, they played a lot better here in Game 4, but just not enough to muster it up and get the job done.
Yeah, that's a difficult position. I mean, Galaxy really came out. They look like they are a well-oiled machine headed into this playoffs. And unfortunately for the Knights, they couldn't really play up to their potential. I still think they're a fantastic team. And you love to see the sportsmanship from them as well. Shun get wishing good luck to Galaxy for the semifinals. All these guys are class acts. And unfortunate once again that they couldn't really live up to what their hype has been building to, at least on this day. But you never know what will happen in the future. Still not a we've had like how many game sevens overtimes.
Yeah.
We were due for like a sweep, if not now, then pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, all the playoffs have been very competitive. I think all of them going to Game 6 at least, minus this series and the Ignite series. But it looks like we've had a pretty competitive playoffs thus far. But that being said, hard to try and run through the freight train that was Galaxy in the series. The sub came out in Kovalchuk here in Game 4, and not to kind of rain on Tyrant here, but it did seem like he was struggling a little bit, and maybe if the roster move was made a little bit earlier, some more mid-series adaptations could have been made. But that being said, this looked like a Galaxy that wasn't necessarily peaking, but was playing extremely above average performance for them. There wasn't any glaring mistakes they were making, really.
Yeah, they looked scary. Not as a rival player myself, they looked scary not because they did anything ridiculously mechanical or made crazy passing plays or had the most insane plays, but just because they were so solid that it was hard to find very many chinks in their armor. And I'm sure the Knights felt that even more than we did. Going up against that team is going to be scary for whoever it is. Do we have a confirmed semifinal for them yet? I'm not sure if we have the bracket we can
I don't know.
pull
I'm
up
going to
real
ask a
quick.
favor from Krippist if he can pull up the bracket. I know it's been a long day for him, but if we can have one more favor out of him before we go and pull up the bracket on stream. This
So
was the
that was the
first
very first
rival
level.
match, according
So
to the voice in my ear. But could you pull up the bracket either way, Krippist? Enlighten me. Oh, okay. My stream must just be severely behind.
it's
Um,
that canning there, and it's okay.
um, but yeah, this being the first rival match, we're gonna have a lot here on Saturday, and one of them being your match here, merely, as you're
Yes.
gonna be squaring off in the first matchup of Saturday against Whiteout. Or oh,
No, against Mafiosos.
against Mafiosos. Excuse me. Krippist is talking too much in my ear. um, but we do have a little bit of extra time as this one kind of ran over a little bit early. And I mean, do you think, based off what you've seen so far, merely only one match in the books for the rival playoffs, but you think Galaxy has a good chance to punch their ticket to the grand finals the way things are standing?
I'll say that, especially watching Galaxy perform like that, I'll be surprised if they don't make it to the grand finals. I definitely think they're a favorite from that side of the bracket. Not to say Lightspeed isn't a good team. I just think that Galaxy definitely has an edge in that matchup, and against Hydra as well. Um, I really could see them going all the way, and I'm just thinking my lucky stars that if we do manage to play them, it won't be until the grand finals.
Yeah, that is going to be a tough matchup by the looks of it so far. But looking on the matchup below them there, match number 4, going to be an interesting one as well between Lightspeed and Hydra. Kind of surprising to see Biscuit all the way down there in the 7th seed, but he always finds a way to make himself known in playoffs either way. But again, going off against Lightspeed, who I really feel like is the surprise team of the season here in Rival with Greenglow's roster. And funnily enough, they're sitting at the 2 seed, and we'll have to see if they can prove to be a worthy rival there in the semifinals for Galaxy.
Yeah, if they make it that far, I mean, you can never discount Biscuit. Like you said, Lightspeed have had a little bit of a sleeper run. I feel like going under the radar, like you said, but Hydra also coming from the play-in tournament and any team with Biscuit on. I mean, you can never be sure. There's like a 80% chance that he would make it into the semifinals in Titan League with like 2 novice teammates. So you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's he definitely does have a way about him. And then on the opposite side, we do have the matchup that you alluded to earlier, Pineapples going off against Mafiosos, and above that one, Whiteout going off against the other play-in tournament winner in Blaze. And if you guys like Rival League, we didn't necessarily get the most exciting Rival League gameplay on stream tonight as the clean 4-0 sweep there for Galaxy. But if you guys want some more Rival League action, we have 3 of those matchups coming up on Saturday, as well as a plethora of other matches to try and round out the first week of playoffs before we get into the exciting semifinals and grand finals of week number 2. Um, do you have any closing thoughts merely before we end it off?
I'm just still super excited for this playoffs. I mean, my team's playoffs hasn't even begun, but just watching all the other games gets me so much more excited and amped up to play. And it's fantastic watching all these teams. You can feel the pain when teams get sent home, but then the joy when teams win is just as sweet. So. I always love the time of playoffs, casting them super fun, especially with you bagels. We always get some interesting matchups. So unfortunately, this one was a little bit lackluster compared to our usual games, but it's always a good time.
Indeed, and we'll be doing it for us for the rest of the night. A lot of exciting matchups tonight, a lot of game 6s, some game 7s, crazy moments. And if you guys missed out on any of those moments, make sure to check that Nemesis League Twitter, where we've been pretty active the past few days. If you guys want to catch some highlights and some good casting from the previous matchups of Wednesday and on Monday, make sure to check out the Twitter. But that being said, that's going to do it from us tonight. I hope everyone has a great night, and we'll catch you guys on Saturday for some more hype playoff league action as we're looking to find out who's going to punch their ticket into the second week of playoffs, and we'll catch you guys then.